Hello from wherever you are in the world. Thanks for joining me to undo and renew. Tonight you'll want a few blocks or towels folded up like block, a bolster, a pillow of some sort, perhaps a strap if you're feeling a little bit less flexible. And we're going to come to start on the back in a supported fish pose. You'll take your block or your towels folded and bring them between the shoulder blades. So right about here on the shoulder blades. Now, if you are really want to unwind, you can use two blocks. Have one on the medium setting and one on the low setting, just so long as your head is supported. And you'll come to sit on the mat, find your blocks on that lower part of the shoulder blades, lay back. So if you're using two blocks, the second block is to support the head. You can use just one block in the low setting, it's still quite profound. If your neck is really not feeling good, I recommend the lower setting. Same thing, just lean back. And then walk the shoulders a little bit together so you can open the heart wide, palms towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Just feel where the body is touching the mat. Start to relax into that space. And then you can extend the legs out long. And just start to tune into the breath. Exhale, feel the mat underneath you, let the body get heavy. On the inhale, feeling that expansiveness in the body. With each exhale, just settling into yourself for the next 75 minutes. Inhaling, noticing how the body physically expands with the breath. Exhaling, feeling that groundedness underneath you. With each inhalation, bringing yourself into the heart center. With each exhalation, feeling the support of earth for you to open up that heart. With each inhalation, allowing the body to feel a sense of expansiveness. With each exhalation, moving into that expansiveness by allowing earth to support you, feeling that foundation below you. We're going to work with a little theme tonight. This idea of still here. So as you take the last few breaths here, breathing into the heart, letting that heart light grow bright. Feeling the groundedness of earth on the exhale. On your next inhale, just inhale, still. Exhale here. Let the spirit be bright in the heart. Inhale, still. Exhale here. Take another full breath in and full breath out. You have two ways of coming out of the pose. One is that if you're on the low setting, it's a little easier to just bring your hands up overhead, gently roll off the blocks. If you're on the middle setting or the low setting, you can bring the chin towards the chest, use the arms to press you up. You're going to come up just enough to remove the block from the back, roll back down onto the back, hug the knees into the chest, rock a little side to side. And using that mantra if it serves you today, inhaling, still, exhaling here. Draw the knees towards the chest. Inhaling, still, exhaling here. And I sent a playlist out in the email, so if you haven't started that yet, feel free to take a moment and hit play on your playlist. Pause the video. I will be still here once you start the playlist. And we're going to come into a very simple double leg twist using the block or the towel between the legs to keep the hips in line. So go ahead and once you're in your supported bridge pose, press into the feet, lift the pelvis up, draw the pelvis over to the right, set the pelvis down, bring the block between the legs or the thighs. Let the arms come out wide. Take a full breath in. Exhale, let the legs come over to the left. Let the legs be heavy. And then press into the arm bones. Lift the shoulders just a little bit and see if you can bring the shoulders a little bit more evenly onto the mat. Once again, palms are shining towards the ceiling. You can bend the left arm and bring it to the top of the right thigh. Give that a little bit of weight to the thigh. If you want to come a little deeper. And then as you inhale, take a full breath in and just look towards the right and let the head start being heavy towards the right. So unwinding slowly in the neck. Gently bringing yourself to look towards the right. And if that mantra serves you today, inhaling still, exhaling here. Noticing the expansiveness in the body. On the inhale, noticing as you exhale, the support of earth below you and how you can just really release to that support, releasing to the ground underneath you. Inhale, exhale, let the head get a little heavier, looking towards the right as the neck starts to unwind. And if it helps you to keep the mind focused, then work with that mantra. Inhale, still. Exhale here. As the neck starts to unwind, you can take the left hand and place it on the back of the skull, and it'll give you a little bit of support to go even deeper in the cervical spine. So you're just supporting the head a little bit with the left hand. Staying present with the breath, use the mantra if it serves you. Inhale, still. Exhale here. Stay here for about 7 to 10 more breaths. And if you have the hand on the back of the skull, go ahead and stretch that left hand out. Go ahead and brighten the hands and bring the fingers towards the palm. So you're just extending the fingers and then fisting them towards the palm. These last few breaths, draw the head back to center. And then keep the feet on the mat. Don't try to lift the feet and the legs. Just roll the knees up. Walk the feet back. Draw the knees towards the chest. Rock a little side to side. Notice you are still here. Bringing that awareness, body and mind, spirit and body, still here. Release the feet. Back into your bridge pose. We'll take it, bridge prep, we'll take it to the other side. So press into the feet. Lift the pelvis, take the pelvis a little to the left, set it down, draw the legs up, place the block or towel between the knees, and then exhale the legs over to the right. Press into the arm bones, lift the shoulders, see if you can get the shoulders more evenly onto the mat. And then you're welcome to bend the right arm, draw that left thigh a little bit more into alignment, just giving a little weight to the legs. And then letting the head get a little heavy and just look towards the left. So not pressing the neck to unwind, but rather allowing it to unwind. Working with those full inhalations, feeling the space in the body. Maybe the head gets a little heavier to look a little bit more towards the left hand. Working with that mantra, if it serves you today. Inhaling still, exhaling here. Noticing on the exhale that the body just can release a little bit more, get a little bit closer to the earth. Noticing that if you keep the awareness on the heart, the breath acts like a little billows to that heart light. You shine a little brighter. And you're welcome to release the right hand from the leg, bring it behind the skull, and perhaps that helps bring you just a little bit more openness in the neck. Letting the breath expand the body. Exhaling out into the supportive earth to unwind. Taking just about 10 more breaths here. So now that you've found the shape, just relaxing into the shape, directing your breath anywhere there might be tension. And if it serves you, using that mantra, inhaling still, exhaling here. You might notice that you get little twinges as little things release. Just notice them. Thank them for releasing. We're here to unwind the armor of the body, the fascia. And if you brought the right hand behind the head, just go ahead and release the hand from the back of the head. Stretch the right arm long. Draw the head to look back at the ceiling, and then just slowly start bringing each fingertip to touch the thumb, the tip of the thumb. Connecting to that feeling all the way down the arms into the fingertips, knowing that as we brighten that heart light, the action we take with the hands comes directly from the heart. Just feeling those hands and fingertips, noticing that you're still here. Paying attention to these small parts of the body you might regularly not notice being still here. And then fist and extend to the fingers. And we'll draw the knees towards the ceiling. Keep the feet on the floor and then walk them towards you. Remove the block and then rock a little side to side. It's nice even to bring the forehead to the knees and rock just for a moment. And then we're going to come into a tabletop. You have a couple of choices. One is you can take the arms up long overhead and then roll onto the side. Take a moment of fetal position. The other choice, if you're feeling a little spicy, is to roll from the shoulders to the hips. Coming up to a seat. Still here? Let's turn over into a tabletop. First, just start with some hip circles. Noticing any sensations in the body. Noticing if the circle is round. If there's a flat spot or a tense spot, just stay there. Press into it a little bit. Next time the buttocks come towards the heels, change the direction of the circle. So you're just bringing the tailbone back over the heels, coming up and over the shoulders. Noticing, oh, that place is a little flat. Maybe I can press into it and help it release a little bit. And then we're going to come into a child's pose. And again, you have a couple of choices. You can bring a towel or a pillow if you know you have a little bit of a hard time coming into full flexion of the knees. So we're all gonna untuck our toes, and you can bring a pillow between the thighs and the calves. If you don't need that, you can use your pillow in front of you, or perhaps you have two pillows and you can do both. We'll take the legs wide, toes together. Bring the bolster or pillow under the chest if that feels nice. Extend the arms, and we're going to take child's pose sunny side up. So turn the palms towards the ceiling. And then turn and place the right cheek on the bolster or the mat. And just settle in here. With each inhalation, feeling the spaciousness that the breath creates. On the exhalation, allowing yourself to maybe find a little more depth in the pose. As the back opens, perhaps the hips can come a little closer towards the buttocks. Working with that mantra, if it serves you, as you come into this very nurturing child's pose. Inhaling still, exhaling here. And just really allowing gravity to do all the work. keeping the palms towards the ceiling if that feels available. If not, just turn the palms over, no big deal. And we're about halfway through the pose, so just lift your head just a little bit and place the left cheek down, or the opposite cheek. Inhaling, feeling the expansiveness in the body. Exhaling, feeling the support of earth. Noticing with each breath, you're still here. Bringing the spirit awareness into the heart. Bringing the body-mind together. Noticing what's going on in the body. Letting the body release those parts of the mind has held in stress or tension. Taking about 7 to 10 more breaths here, noticing on each exhalation that the body wants to relax. It wants to allow gravity to keep it adhered to earth. Feel that support of the earth. You're still here walking the earth. You're still here in your heart center. Just 3 more breaths here if you'd like to use the mantra. Inhaling still, exhaling here. And if you've been able to keep your hands sunny side up, go ahead and turn those palms over. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. And then we're going to come up back into our tabletop. Remove whatever bolsters you've had. If you put something under your knees to keep those a little padded, you can always use a towel under your knees. Then you can just leave that there. You don't need to take that out. Go ahead and take those hip circles and just notice if anything's changed. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then we're going to thread the needle. So go ahead and inhale your right arm up. Make a big circle with the right arm. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then draw that arm all the way up to the ceiling. And you're going to thread it underneath the left armpit. And you're going to keep reaching until you can bring the hand all the way onto the shoulder, under the shoulder rather. Under the left shoulder, right shoulder is on the mat. Press into the left hand. Bring the weight of the body onto the shoulder. And then tonight we're going to just extend that left arm forward. So the right temple is on the mat. Left arm is coming up overhead. Left palm down, so you can really open up in the armpit. And if it doesn't feel good to have the left hand coming up and over, you can always leave it in front of the face. If you want more, you can have it towards the ceiling, but you don't unwind this area very often. We hold a lot there. So see if you can just stay with this. The right temples on the mat. And noticing how each breath expands you deeper into the pose. So as you inhale, you can feel that spaciousness moving into the tension, opening up these little spaces between the ribs, opening up in the armpit, opening up in the shoulder and the back. And just see if you can find about 10 more breaths here. Working with that mantra if it serves you today. Inhaling still, exhaling here. Really expanding the breath for these last few breaths here to notice so you can make space in the body with the breath. If at any time the left arm feels like it's too much, just bring the left hand back in front of the face. A few more breaths. And then begin to walk the left hand back in front of the face. Draw yourself back up into tabletop. Take that right arm that was tucked towards the ceiling. Make a big circle. Pause. Take the circle the opposite direction. And then we'll move on to the other side. So inhaling the left arm up. Take it in a big circle. Pause. Take the circle the opposite direction. And then draw the left hand towards the ceiling. And then thread it underneath the right armpit. Keep reaching that left hand until you can bring the shoulder onto the mat. Press the right hand into the floor or the mat. And then when you feel ready there, you can extend the right arm up above, alongside the ear. Left temple is on the mat. Make sure you have the weight on the knees, the shoulder, the right hand, so you're not putting weight on the head. The head is touching the mat, but we don't want to dump a lot of weight into there. And then go back to the breath. Notice you're still here in your body. Inhaling, letting that heart light brighten. Feeling the space between the ribs, between the shoulder, the inside of the shoulder and the armpit. Allowing that space to release any tension. Working with the mantra if that serves you today. Inhaling still. Exhaling here. Still here. If at any time the right arm starts feeling like it's falling asleep, just walk the right hand back in front of the face. Or you're welcome to open up the right hand. Bring the back of the hand to the sacrum. We're here for about another 60 seconds, so just see if you can stay with it. Stay with the mantra if it serves you, or just stay with the breath and notice that heart light growing brighter. See if you can find 3 more breaths to be still here. And after that 3rd breath, just start walking the right hand back towards the face, in front of the face. Press into the mat. Draw the left arm up. And then back into your tabletop. Go ahead and take a hip circle here, just noticing, just keep unwinding. And then with the toes tucked, we're going to open the feet. So pressing back into the feet, you can take some pulses here. Exhaling, pressing the tailbone towards the heels. Knees are parallel, legs are parallel, so you've walked the knees right back into the hips. Press open the feet. One more. And then this time we're going to press back and walk the hands back, coming into toe pose. Reach around. Those little guys sometimes don't want to open up all the way. If this doesn't feel available, just turn the feet dorsal side down so that you're in hero's pose. Otherwise, see if you can stay with it just for 3 rounds of a pranic bath. Bring the forearms together as if you're scooping something up, pouring it over you. Keep the elbows together and then draw the hands up and back around. As if you're scooping something up, drawing it over, back to the hands. Keep the fingers bright and then back where we started. Last one. And this last one, you can come right back down, bring your hands underneath the shoulders, back in your tabletop, and tap out the toes. Tap out the tops of the feet. And then go ahead and sit yourself back, and we'll find a little comfortable seat. I like to come to sit on a block so the pelvis can tilt forward a little bit. It gives a little extra space in that joint. You can sit in hero's pose. You can bring yourself onto a chair. We're going to take a few rounds of alternative nostril breathing. So bring your palm in front of your face. We'll anchor the first finger and the middle finger right under the brow line. And then you're going to open and close your nostrils with the ring finger and the thumb. Take a full inhale. Close the right nostril and exhale out to the left. Inhale into the left. Close both nostrils. Exhale right. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. Close both nostrils. Exhale right. Inhale right. Your breath can start to expand. Pause in the middle to close, and then exhale left. So I'm bringing you through at a 4 count as you inhale left. You're going to continue on your own, exhaling right whenever you're ready. And then inhaling on the right side, Pausing in the middle, exhaling on the left side. Now, as you do this, see if you can expand the breath to be a little longer, but keep the inhalations and the exhalations the same length. Make sure you pause in the middle, exhaling out the other side. And the next time you exhale on the left side, release the technique. Bring the hands on top of the thighs, just above the kneecaps. Let the palm side be down to warm these points just above and inside the knees, called joy of living. Close off the eyes for a moment and just notice what's happening in the body. Release the hands from the legs. You're going to spider your fingers, so just the tips of the fingers are on the mat. Inhale the right arm all the way up. Bend the elbow, bring the palm to the left ear, and just gently let the weight of the arm take the neck over to the right. So the left fingertips are on the mat. You can walk them out a little more, a little less. Let that left shoulder blade keep coming down the back. And not muscling the neck open, just letting the weight of the arm take the head. One more breath. And then you're going to walk the hand to the back of the head, look down at that right thigh. Same thing, just opening up in the back left side of the neck by looking down at the right thigh. The weight of the arm is just relaxing. So you're not pulling the head, just allowing it to unwind. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Release the hand from the head. Let the chin roll towards the chest. Notice the two sides as you roll the head back to center. And then inhale up the other arm, bend the elbow, bring the left hand to the right cheek. And then without muscling it, just let the arm take the head over. Fingertips are on the mat with the palm lifted. Let the shoulder blade come down the back as much as you can. Still here, right? One more full breath in. Then we're going to walk the hand to the back of the head. Let the arm be heavy. Look down at the left thigh. One more big full breath in. Full breath out. And then release both hands. Draw the chin back to the chest. Take a moment to notice how the two sides of the neck feel. And then roll back up. We'll bring the fingertips to the top of the shoulders and just take a little shoulder circle here. So you're just making circles with the elbows. Pause, take the circle the other direction. You might have a little clickety-clack song playing inside. Just take a few more. See if you can make the circle a little bit bigger. Beautiful. And then release the hands. You can come off the block Or if you know you have really limited mobility, you can stay on the block. We're going to take a single leg forward fold. So extend the right leg forward. And if you have any tightness in the hamstrings or you tend to hyperextend your knees or double jointed, bring a block or your towel underneath the right knee. Bring the left foot into the right thigh. Stand up nice and tall here, and then turn the chest just a little bit towards the right thigh and start walking the fingertips out. So the knee is going to help to target the back of the block behind the knee is going to help to target the back of the leg to open. And instead of rounding the back here, just see if you can keep the back in line with the neck. And then perhaps you can reach to the outside edge of the foot with the left hand and just settle in here for about 10 breaths. If that doesn't feel quite available, if that's too much to reach, you can take a block or a scarf, bring it around the foot into the left hand and draw yourself down. Or perhaps if that's not handy, just keep your fingertips up so you don't even need to bend too far forward. You might just be here. Just take a few more breaths. And then you can start to walk the fingers back up, release the strap if you're holding a strap. Remove the block from underneath the right leg if you use that. Pick up the left knee, and we're going to bring the left foot on the other side of the right thigh. Reach that right arm all the way forward and then wrap it around the left knee. Stand nice and tall. We're going to take a twist to the left. So you can bring the hand up and behind you. Fingers are spidered. And again, you don't need, the goal is not to look behind you. The goal is to unwind in the torso and in the guts. So you're drawing the left thigh towards you, squeezing everything out, and just gently start moving the twist from the lower back. Perhaps the chin starts to come toward the left shoulder, but perhaps it's just looking straight ahead. Either way is fine. And with each breath, just feel how the body expands, how the head reaches. You might feel a little taller. As you exhale, perhaps you can go a little deeper, drawing the belly button towards the spine, coming deeper into the twist. Let the right shoulder blade move down the back. Try not to bring it up towards the ear. We'll just be here a few more breaths, but you're welcome to use that mantra. Inhaling, let. Exhale, go. One more. And then go ahead and walk yourself forward. Extend the left leg long. Bring the right foot inside of the left thigh. Again, if you know that you have really tight hamstrings, you're going to put a block or a towel under your knee. If you know you tend to hyperextend the knees, you're going to bring that block under there. It's just going to help target the back of the thighs as we walk the fingertips forward so the whole spine stays in line, as if you're bringing the heart towards the kneecap. So instead of rounding the back like this, you're just walking yourself forward. And then perhaps you can bring the right hand to the outside of the foot and let that draw you closer. If you have a strap, put a strap around the foot. And if that's not available, just stay right here. You might just be here today. That's okay. You're still here. We'll stay here for about 7 more breaths. You can use the mantra, or you can just notice how the body expands with the breath. And that as you create space with the breath, you start to be able to move into that space. So you might find that in these last few breaths, you're going deeper with each exhalation. Find one more. And then release if you're holding a strap or holding on the foot. Let yourself come all the way back up. We'll bring that right leg across the body, across the leg. So the right foot is on the floor. Reach towards the left foot with the left arm. Wrap the left arm around the leg. Squeeze it towards you. Stand tall. And then reach behind with the right. Inhaling, feeling tall. Exhaling, moving into the twist. Drawing the guts in, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. With each exhalation, feeling how you can move into that space you're creating with the breath. And the head might start to unwind, the chin might start to come toward the right shoulder, or it might still be looking forward. But just notice. If you want to use the mantra, you can at the same time, inhaling still, exhaling here, notice that you're still here, spinning around the central axis. Drawing that belly button in. With each exhalation, I go a little deeper in the torso, bringing out the guts. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Unwind the head first. Walk yourself back around. Release the legs and then take your hands to the top of the kneecaps and shake the legs. So without using the muscle of the leg, I'm just using the arms to shake the knees and the feet are flopping together. Just releasing. Beautiful. We're going to roll onto the belly. Now, if you have quite bony hips, you might want a towel underneath the hip, or you might want a towel underneath the inside of the knee. We're going to come into a crocodile. So extend the legs long. Come onto the belly. You can stack the wrist or forearms and then place the forehead on the wrist or forearms. Shake the hips a little side to side. Walk the feet towards the back end of the mat so you don't have any crunchiness in the lower back. And just start by taking a few big breaths into the belly. Feel the compression of the belly on the mat, feeling that support of earth as you exhale and out. And then we're going to open up the left leg so that the thigh is coming 90 degrees from the body. Adjust so the calf is coming 90 degrees from the thigh and the foot is 90 degrees out. And then you can bring the left knee towards the left to open the pelvis up even more onto the mat. And just relaxing here into the pose. Working with the mantra if that serves you, or just noticing how the belly expands with those big deep breaths into the earth and feeling the support of the earth. We have about another minute here, so staying with either the mantra or the sensation of the breath, but occupying the mind with what's happening in the body. So don't let the mind start wondering what you're going to have for dinner. Let the mind find that spirit inside of you. Where is that spirit right now? Is it still here? Call it back into the heart. Call yourself back into the heart. Still here. Find another 3 breaths here. And then you can start to release that left foot back down to meet the right. Shake the hips side to side. Coming into crocodile on the other side. Draw your right leg out so it's 90 degrees from the body. Lower leg 90 degrees from the upper leg. Foot also at 90 degrees. And then press the right knee out to the right so the pelvis comes more to the floor. So you're not in this big angle, but you can bring the right knee out and then settle in. Bring the forehead onto the wrists or forearms stacked. Staying with the breath awareness, breathing all the way down into anywhere there's tension. Staying either with just the sensation of the breath and the belly on the mat, the support of the earth, or working with that mantra. Noticing where the spirit is in the body, calling back all parts of you back into the body. Noticing when things unwind and release. Allowing that release. Finding a few more breaths of stillness here. Inhaling, noticing the sensation of the breath. On the exhale, noticing you're still here. You're staying present with yourself. And then you're going to glide the leg along the floor. Walk the feet back together. Take the hips side to side. Shake it out. Let there be looseness in the lower back. And then when you feel ready, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back into that tabletop. Take those hip circles. What's changed? Notice what's changed. Notice that through that change, you're still here. Maybe there's even more of you here than there was when we started. Change the direction of the circle when you are ready. And then we're gonna come into a gecko or a lizard. So you can bring your, show on this side, we're gonna bring the right foot outside the right hand. And then you can walk the foot out to the right. From there, you can bring perhaps the left forearm down, perhaps the right. Perhaps you want to block underneath you. Pardon me. And then you can keep the foot in line with the sole of the foot on the mat, or you can roll it open. So you're either in line with the hips, move my foot back, or you can roll that leg open. And you might even be here with the hands on the inside of the leg, or perhaps you can come all the way down. Bringing forearms all the way down. Or one up, one down. Sole of the foot on the floor or sole of the foot opened. And stay present with it. So breathe into the tension. Use that mantra. Inhale still. Exhale here. Allow it to unwind. I'm just going to find about 10 more breaths here. Stay present. It's up to you in your body. If something feels like too much, come out of it a little bit. We don't want to create more tension. We don't want the body to contract. We want it to slowly release and open. So inhale into any tension. Exhale it out. Direct your breath there. Stay with it. You're still here. See if we can find 3 more breaths here. You can walk your hands back up. You have 2 choices. You can come into pigeon by walking the right foot towards the left hand, placing the leg down on the mat, walking the back foot out. Perhaps you want to block or towel underneath the right hip, and then walking yourself down into sleeping pigeon. If that doesn't feel available to you, you're going to come onto the back into cobbler, bending the left leg, bringing the right ankle onto the left thigh. You can stay there just like that, or perhaps you can reach around and draw that left thigh towards you. And just keep bringing, if you're in cobbler, bring the left thigh in with each exhalation to come deeper into the pose. Check that your chin is towards the chest, and it's on the head is on the mat, the chin is coming towards the chest so you're not extending in the cervical spine. So whichever pose is most available, take that one. And then stay with any sensations in the body. Direct your breath to any tension. Use the mantra if that serves you today. See if you can find just a few more breaths here. Are you still here? If you're in pigeon, you're going to walk yourself back up. If you're in cobbler, you're going to roll onto the side. We're going to all meet in tabletop. Take those hip circles. So just taking the hips, the big circle, and gee whiz, does one feel different than the other? Just notice. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then we're going to come into our lizard on the other side. So you're going to step that left foot on the outside of the left hand. The foot can stay on the mat, or you can open the sole of the foot up. Open the left knee out to the left. And then walk. See where you're at. If you can bring the right forearm down. Perhaps you can bring both forearms down. Perhaps one's on a block, perhaps two's on a block, perhaps you're right here. But find the shape. Settle into the shape. Direct your breath to the shape. Sometimes these poses where we have a lot of tension in the body, it forces us to be present. But see if instead of being present with the tension, see if you can just be present in the heart. Let the tension unwind and just stay present in the heart. So as you inhale still, as you exhale here, think of that breath billowing the heart fire. As you inhale, directing the breath to any tension. As you exhale, releasing that tension, letting it go. You're still here. Finding just a few more breaths. Releasing all the residual tension on the next exhalation. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to walk that left foot towards the right hand. If you're coming into pigeon, place a block underneath your left hip. If you're prone to dump everything onto that hip, if it's up, stack the wrists, place your forehead on the wrist. If you're coming into the cobbler pose, you're going to come onto your back in your bridge prep. Bend the right knee, place the left ankle on the right thigh. And then you can stay there, or you can draw that right thigh in, maybe interlacing the hands behind the thigh. Maybe you can reach around. Find your shape, find your pose. Stay with the sensation of the breath, noticing what happens in the body with the breath. Working with the mantra if it serves you today. Or perhaps it just serves you to notice that with breathing, you are still here. Whichever pose you've taken, you're just going to find 3 more breaths. And then either unwinding from cobbler or walking yourself up in pigeon. Drawing yourself back in a tabletop, and our last juicy hip circle of the class. Let's just notice what feels different. Is your circle now round? Does it still have a flat spot? Just see if you can press into any of those spots where there's tension. Bring some fresh synovial fluid into those joints. Change the direction as you need. And then we're going to cross the feet at the ankles and come on to the back. We'll take a little banana asana here. So banana or crescent. Bring your whole body onto the right side of the mat. Lay yourself down. And then walk both feet over to the left. And take them over to the left only so far as that the right hip stays on the mat. So if you walk them over, the right hip's going to start coming up. Just take them over long enough that the right hip stays on the mat, and then place the right foot over the left ankle to make a little lock. Take the hands up overhead, walk your hands over to the left, clasp the right wrist, draw that right arm up and over, and then relax one palm into the other. And like a ripening banana, using the breath, noticing you're still here. And noticing that, again, we started with opening these armpits up and the side body, and just noticing how the breath now, as you use the breath, you can create the spaciousness in the body. The ribs just very gently moving away from each other, making a little space between each rib as you inhale. As you exhale. And just using that breath of still being here, to open up the side body. Let yourself ripen. See if you can find just 7 to 10 more breaths here. And as you stay present with it, as you notice that you're still here, notice if anything has a little twinge or twang or starts to release or unwind. Notice on the exhale where you're touching the earth. And then unhook the right ankle from the left, right heel from the left. Walk yourself back to a straight line. Take a full body stretch. And then wiggle your way over to the left side of the mat. Start with your full body stretch and then walk the feet over towards the right edge of the mat. Don't go past where your left hip starts to pop up, and then place the right ankle over the left. Same thing with the arms. Draw yourself over, a little crescent, banana. Clasp onto that left wrist. Make it juicy. Stretch yourself out. And then just relax one palm into the other. Staying with the sensations of the breath, opening up that side body on the left, the little spaces between the ribs, the space in the armpit. And if it serves you, staying with that mantra. Inhaling still, exhaling here. Taking just 5 to 7 more breaths here. Let these last few breaths be nice and expansive, just releasing any residual tension. And then unwinding the feet, drawing yourself back into a straight line. Take a full body stretch. We're going to come into Shavasana. You can bring the knees towards the chest, rock a little side to side to just release the back. If you're holding any tension in the back, I encourage you to use your bolster underneath the knees. And then take the feet wide on the mat, roll yourself down. We really want to release the hands to shine towards the ceiling, so we can give a little more to opening up the heart and opening up the shoulders by lifting one shoulder, rolling the shoulder blades underneath you. Let the eyes be heavy. Notice where the body is touching the mat, and notice with each exhalation you can release more into that supportive earth. You're still here. In Shavasana, we want to let the body find full relaxation while the mind stays alert to download the information of the practice. So you can stay with your mantra, you can stay with the awareness of the breath. And from here in Shavasana, take a full inhale in. Notice that expansiveness in the body as you inhale. And then as you exhale, once again, start bringing each fingertip to touch the thumb. Still here. I've been scarred and battered. My hope the wind done scattered. Snow has frizzed me, sun has baked me. Looks like between them, they done tried to make me stop laughing, stop lovin, stop livin. But I don't care. I'm still here. Begin really giving movement to those hands, those fists, those fingers, wiggling the toes, stretching out the ankles. Thank you, Langston Hughes, for the poem Still Here. When you feel ready, walk the legs towards each other. Inhale the arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. And then roll yourself over to one side or the other. Use the arm as a little pillow. Bend the knees. Give yourself a hug around the knees. Just take a moment there in fetal pose. And then when you're ready, gently bring yourself up to a seated position. It can be on a block or just any comfortable seat. Hands palm side down on top of the thighs. Close off the eyes for a minute and just notice how you feel. Notice that you're still here. Bring the hands to the heart, palms together. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Connect with that heart light. Notice that you're still here. And all the actions you can take with the hands come directly from the heart. Bring the chin towards the chest. Honoring yourself for your practice, honoring your own heart light, honoring that all of us have that divine heart light inside of us. We all nurture it and recognize it in each other. Namaste.